Hello and welcome to this instalment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathan Skinner and today we are looking at the rear luggage floor area for the Jaguar E-Type 2+2. So that's the 4-seater version, not to be confused with the 2-seater fixed head, which did have a rear luggage floor kit, vaguely similar to this but wildly different actually in shapes and sizes. So this one is purely for the 2+2. This specific kit and example is actually from a Series 3 2+2, but is applicable to all the 2+2s in the grand scheme of things. Now, generally what we supply as a kit is a retrim kit, i.e. it's materials to recover your original pieces in your car. However, what we've got here is a real mix of things. We've got a part trimmed up customer's kit using our new materials. Then we've got a very old and raggedy original kit that we've had for years. And then we've got our offerings for the replacement plywood boards underneath, as well as some rubbers and the extra materials needed for the rear seat element of the backrest, which is included as part of our retrim kit. So, where to start with this one? So, first and foremost, let's start with the plywood boards. Plywood boards, often you can reuse your original ones, and in fact this customer here, we are reusing his original ones. We had a long discussion and sort of showed him the ins and outs of using originals versus aftermarket ones. Overall, he was happy with the look of his original ones, and he was working to a bit of a tighter budget because he spent money elsewhere on the interior, and so he was happy to reuse his original pliers. And that's often the case with these sorts of things, unless they've got wet and radically warped out of shape. Once they're foamed up and trimmed, you're not really going to notice it, and that was the case with this gentleman's here. So we've actually used his original boards, but if yours are missing or they are warped and damaged, we can supply brand new ones here, and that's the kit there, the 3-piece kit. So it's ply, it does have the tapered edges there, as you can see, on the applicable pieces, and obviously the cutaway there for the ring pull there. It doesn't include the bits of wood that go on the underside that kind of connect them underneath. You can often reuse your originals, or if they're completely missing, then they're not the hardest things in the world. As long as they're not too thick, you're going to be absolutely fine in terms of the placement of those there. We can also supply replacement rubber runner strips, which, just to view on this original one here, these are the rubber bits here which sit inside the chrome runners, and we can also supply chrome runners. They're all sold separately. So the plywood kit sold as a set of 3 there, then separately is the rubber kit there, which is enough rubbers for all of the flooring and the element of the backrest that goes up at the back there into the rear seat section. And then same again with the chromes, we sell those as a set. I haven't got any chromes in stock, unfortunately, hence why I haven't included them in the video. Then going on to the actual retrim kit itself, i.e. the materials that we supply to retrim your original ones. You obviously get rectangle for that left piece there, as you're looking, we're stood at the back of the car looking into the boot rear luggage area. So you got the left hand piece rectangle there, the main right hand piece there, then the back section there, and then you actually get 2 additional pieces which I've just rolled and taped here, which effectively cover the bits that go into the rear seats backrest area. You have another one there, and then one that goes vertically up as well, which again have runners on them as well. See my other video, which I've detailed the rear seat set on that. Now these obviously haven't got the runners or the rubbers on them, as the customer has all of those at his end and he's happy to fit those. This is what we tend to do when we do ad hoc trimming for people, depending on what budget you're working to and how much you want to get your hands dirty with bits and bobs. We can do things to different levels. We can start everything from scratch using brand new plies, brand new chromes, brand new rubbers, trim everything up, ready to go into your car. This guy wanted to do a bit of work himself, wanted to save a bit of money where he could, and so he's using some of his original parts, and like I said, the chromes and the rubbers he's got at his end, and he's going to be fitting to the car when everything is returned to him, hence why they're not in this video. So you get those elements there. You then also get these side panels here. Now these sit on the vertical on the inside of the, Let's see, one wrong way around. There we go. These sit on the vertical on the inside of the rear seat element there. They're millable panels. They're trimmed mostly all the way around, but then we leave this flap on there because that gets trimmed around the element of the curved section that comes down there. Speaking of that curved section, we also include skived, so pre-thinned leather for that section down there that gets the rubber D-section channel inside. And then there's a bit of piping that goes there, so you get all of that as part of the retrim kit. And then, like I say, as a kind of optional extra, we can offer the trimming of those to certain degrees there. Just to look at what we're talking about here in a book. So we're talking about all these sections here. So these are the ones on show down to here. Then you've got the bits in the rear area there, which go into the rear seat backrest. The panels that I'm talking about, these ones here, are these. They sit there and there, and then the lever is that bit that goes down there, then there's a tiny bit of piping just on there as well. Sorry, that's the best image I have for those sections there. So that's all of those elements there. These do excuse me, these do get padded. They've got a thin foam underneath those. Again, of course we can supply that if you need it, so let us know. But yeah, thought I'd do a brief video showing that. I'm hoping to do a video as well. We're actually trimming the gentleman's rear seats as part of his order as well. So when everything's said and done with the rear seats, I'll do a video combining this rear luggage area and the rear seats, because that will give you a much more comprehensive view. But I just wanted to do this sort of mini stage video showing the rear luggage area for the most part, in terms of the retrim kit, a part trim kit, an original, and the aftermarket plies and rubbers, just to give you a gauge of the different levels that we can work to with your restoration project. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you found that useful. Please remember to read the description below. Those of you familiar with my channel will know that I do these videos off the top of my head, and therefore undoubtedly I'm going to forget something and overlook something. So check out the details below for more information. Also, there'll be some other useful links and videos to other videos showing 2+2 restoration kits that we can offer that you might want to consider, including the rear seats that I mentioned before, as well as links to our website of obviously how to contact and inquire with us, and also our blog handbook area, which is a great resource. It's sort of an educational resource of these cars, but also materials that we use during this era, and then how we work as a business. We do things quite differently. Our focus is quality and workmanship. That's our only focus. We don't get distracted by sort of bulk mass volume orders. We like to do things well and correctly for everyone, and so we put our emphasis on quality and workmanship, even down to the quality of the raw materials that we use is generally higher than the average company out there. Then you've got to consider obviously the accuracy of pattern making and the experience in this industry with these parts. We've been doing the same very small number of cars for almost 50 years now. So we are very niche in the grand scheme of things. We do the same kits over and over and over again. So there's not much we haven't seen. However, I'm not too stubborn and naive to realise that every day is a school day. And still to this day, we are finding idiosyncrasies, shall we say, within the car original manufacturer eras. So that's the kind of ethos we take as a business. And that's, I believe, what you should be looking for when you're choosing your interior trim supplier. Don't get swayed by price. Don't get swayed by lead time. People might describe things as the same item and the same material, but that's where the similarities end. You've got to think why these companies are in business and what are they after. They're purely after your money, and customer service returns policies. If it's wrong, send it back. We give you your money back, as opposed to actually sorting out the problem. We're not like that at all. We want you to end up with the results that you want. We're very proud of our work, and that's the way we've always been. Anyway, enough on that. Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share with other classic car enthusiasts, and be sure to tune in next time.